I'm gonna share my screen. Babe, give me a second. Bye. We were talking.
Oh, I want to make sure.
Yeah, I got you. All right, I'm playing some Bad Bunny.
Okay.
You hear it?
Ey, Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Muchas novias. Hoy tengo a una, mañana a otra. Ey. Pero no hay boda. Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Muchas novias. Hoy tengo a una, mañana a otra. Me las voy a llevar a todas pa' un VIP, un VIP. Ey. Saluden a Titi. Vamos.
Hold on. Let me get this picture together. And I just had it too.
No, it sounded fine.
No. I'm talking about the Blended City picture.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, actually, is it? No, it's not there. Budge. Oh, and I had it perfectly fine. Oh, there it goes. Such a fucking idiot.
Tiran un selfie, 6 chis, ey, que sonrían las que ya les... Ey, Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Muchas novias, hoy tengo a una, mañana a otra, ey. Pero no hay boda. Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Muchas novias, hoy tengo a una, mañana a otra. Me las voy a llevar a todas pa' un VIP, ey. Saluden a Titi, vamos a tirarnos un selfie. 6 chis, ey, que sonrían las que ya les metí en un VIP, ey. Saluden a Titi, vamos a tirarnos un selfie. 6 chis, que sonrían las que ya se olvidaron de mí. Me gustan mucho las Gabriela, las Patricia, las Nicole, la Sofía. Mi primera novia en Kinder María y mi primer amor se llamaba Talía. Tengo una colombiana que me escribe todos los días y una mexicana que ni yo sabía. Otra en San Antonio que me quiere todavía y las de PR que toditas son mías. Una dominicana que juega bombón, uva bombón. La de Barcelona que vino en avión y dice que mi bicho está cabrón. Yo dejo que jueguen con mi corazón. Quisiera mudarme con todas por una mansión. El día que me case te envío la invitación, muchacho, deja eso. Ey, Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Muchas novias, hoy tengo una, mañana otra, ey. Pero no hay boda. Titi me preguntó si tengo muchas novias. Ey, muchas novias, hoy tengo una, mañana otra. Titi me preguntó.
Muchacho, ¿y para qué tú quieres tanta novia?
Me la voy a llevar a todas pa' un VIP, ey. Saluden a Titi, vamos a tirarle un selfie. 6 chis, ey, que sonrían las que ya les metí en un VIP, ey. Saluden a Titi, vamos a tirarle un selfie. 6 chis, que sonrían las que ya se olvidaron de mí.
Oye, muchacho, el diablo azaroso. Suéltese más vivir que tú tienes en la calle. Búscate una mujer seria para ti. Muchacho, el diablo, coño.
Yo quisiera enamorarme, pero no puedo, Yo quisiera enamorarme, pero no puedo, Sorry, yo no confío, nah, ni en mí mismo confío. Si quieres quedarte, hoy que hace frío y mañana te vas. Nah, muchas quieren mi baby gravy, quieren tener mi primogénito, ey, y llevarse el crédito. Ya me aburrí y quiero un totito inédito. Uno nuevo. Hazle caso a tu amiga, ella tiene razón. Yo voy a romperte el corazón, voy a romperte el corazón. Ey, no te enamores de mí, no te enamores de mí. Ey, sorry, yo soy así. Ey, no sé por qué soy así. Hazle caso a tu amiga, ella tiene razón. Yo voy a romperte el corazón, voy a romperte el corazón. No te enamores de mí, no te enamores de mí. No, sorry, yo soy así. Ya, no quiero ser así. No.
Okay. Hello and welcome. Hi, hello and welcome to Blended Cities Work of Art Wednesday open mic. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Barbara McLean and I'm your host this evening. For those that don't know, Blended City is a 501c3 nonprofit arts organization founded in 2017 by Nick Luis and Ashley Canfield. Blended City's mission is to support and connect non-traditional artists in disadvantaged communities by providing a multidisciplinary space to create. How we meet our mission is by doing this, an open mic forum dedicated for artists across various art disciplines coming together and showcasing their talents and telling their stories. We're excited to have featured artists that'll have 6 to 10 minutes to showcase their work, introduce themselves, perform, have fun. And we also have audience members who have opted to perform tonight, and they will have about 5 minutes to showcase their work. Nick Luis, co-founder of Blended City, will be our technical co-host for the evening. Any tech questions, please go directly to Nick, and they will help you out. A little bit of housekeeping. Please keep your mic off if you are not performing. But if the artist requests, leave your mic on. Some artists would like the feedback. And we encourage you to take videos and pictures throughout the night and tag Blended City. Before we get started, this is a safe space. We come together and we have a great time, and there are zero tolerance for disrespect, negative talk, judgments, and anything else that does not belong here, because you will get kicked out. This is a space of love, kindness, and support. And now, without further ado, we will begin with James Banneker. Welcome, James.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for having me on this great night. It's lovely to see all of you on the Zoom. And I'm a stand-up comic. I'm an autistic actor and playwright. So that's me. But more the autistic actor and playwright than the stand-up. But I'm going to do my version of stand-up for you tonight. So recently, I have a few buddies in the Army. Okay. And these guys are hardened like that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. So these guys are like always talking to me about, oh, their Army's adventures and what they eat and this, that, and the other thing. And I'm not like, I always don't pick up on the Army cue, A, because I'm not part of the Army, and B, well, the Army itself is here to protect all of us. That's great. But the one thing they don't really have is fashion sense. I mean, I don't know how they get up in the morning and they put on the same costume. They don't realize that it's not Halloween. They also don't realize that the two things that they can't do are forest green, or they do well, are forest green and off green. Anything without white, well, they don't really do. And the other thing about that is, you know, when hiding in a forest, any forest, you can't really run, you know, either way. north, east, south, west, And so, which I was talking to another friend. He's in theater. Okay, he works for Lincoln Center. All right. He lives up where George Washington surrendered to his army because he couldn't pay their debts. Now, that had me thinking. One, how much did it have to cost George Washington to actually cross the Delaware? That's one. Okay. Then two, how much did it cost George Washington to have that fight with Martha that night and what it looked like, right? It's like, you pay them right now. Okay, right. I'm running as fast as I can. I'm running. Oh, crap. I slammed into the door. Crap. Damn. Right. Now, I'm running. Right. She opens the door. She feels sorry for her husband. He can't go either which way. So he says, ladies and gentlemen, right. I can't pay you. Why can't you pay us? They say. Well, they can't. I can't pay you because I don't have the money. Well, what do you have? Right. And they go through a barter system. And the barter system right then was horses, mules, cattle, right? So they kind of say, okay, right. They gather themselves together and they say, well, listen, if we take his horses, there'll be something in the future for us. I said, what would that be? Don't worry about it. You'll find out in 50 to 100 years' time. And it'll be really, 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 really fast. You mean like Pony Express? No, not like Pony Express. Really fast. Faster than a horse. What's faster than a horse? There's no Nikes. I mean, honestly, there's just boots, yeah? And steel boots at this time, there wasn't even steel. So, I'm picturing George Washington and his militia going, yes, I'm fine. Fuck this hill. I'm fine. Why the fuck? Why? I'm fine. Running uphill. Like, literally uphill. Right. I'm up here. No, you're not. You're down here. No, I'm not. No. Wait. Oh my God. Help. No. Oh, right. And they're firing at each other too. So, like, this is what our army is set up for, right? You go into the army to lose your rights. Okay? If George Washington could have been the same thing as any other army, it could have been different. Could you imagine every brigadier general? Then probably 80 years on, we got somebody named Lincoln. Don't go to the play, they should have said. Don't go to the play. Just don't. Why? He says, I love theater. Just don't. There might be somebody who's going to shoot at you. No, wait. Yeah, all right, fine. I'll just grab my toothbrush and go then. Right, okay. So then if I go to the play, then what's going to happen at the play? Well, nothing. You're just going to watch the play. You're just going to watch the play. And then we can't tell you what's next. Why? You'll see. Trust me. People will mourn. A lot of people will mourn. And then horsepower will be invented in the next 180 years, maybe 200. Who knows? But we're just here to tell you, in advance, that, like, the only thing separating you from horsepower is a hill. And people will die on that hill. So in future, when kids say die on the hill, right, they probably won't think of you and the wooden teeth and the time you chopped down the cherry tree. What they will think of is how horrible the dress sense that you provided was. And how horrible green looks on you. But green does look great while spending it. I will say that. Because that's what's called. Because you're on the $1 bill. You're lucky that Lincoln's on the 5. Right. So just so we're just like organizing this and planning the monetary estate, right? That you will eventually inherit because it is going to be Monticello. Oh, wait, sorry. Oh, wait, we can't. Can we? Oh, we could, right, because it's a dome, right? Yeah. All right. So, yeah, that's going to be the back of the penny. Are you okay with that? With a different president? With Lincoln? Yeah. Okay. So then you're okay with false teeth, running up a hill, Kate Bush singing about you, and also the fact that a group of 90-year-old kids, who are based in the 90s, are gonna go running up a hill and try to think of the fact that you didn't wear green. Right? Right. So we're clear on that. Martha, are you clear on that? Yes, I am clear on that, even though I have no idea what the hell is going to happen 200 years from now, and I'm only just standing here presently, worshipping you. It's got to be tough being a general's wife, isn't it? And then 50 years later, getting all of these advertisements as well. You know, Washington Mutual, Washington Trust, everything that you could conceivably name. You know, Washington this, federal that, right? But what is it really about when your whole house is green and you're the only white man in it? But also, you know, there is a bonus to this, right? Color choices of the interior. Now, just don't get me started on going to a Sherwin-Williams to actually get that right, because of different shades of green and blue and pink. God, could you imagine how they looked in pink? I can only imagine. I mean, 50 years, 100, 200 years in the future. Suits, a brand named Pink, a singer named Pink, who comes from Doylestown. You know? I mean, and then everything other than pink. Maybe they should switch it back to orange. Okay, no. Wait. On second thought, there's going to be a future with orange. We're not going to want to see it. Oh, wait, are we already seeing it? Oh, God. Oh, no. Maybe I should switch my color of choices back to green. You know, and being the only white person or the only person that walks out of the house and is safe from all the deaths, George Washington, his wife fighting, and anything else other than that. Yeah. I think that's what I'll do. Anyway, that's my time. Thanks. Good night.
Thank you, James. We now have Christopher Moore, and he is going to give us some poetry. Thank you so much, James. That was so great. I appreciate it. Welcome, Christopher.
Hey there. I hope you mind I don't have my camera on.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So, first off, how long do we have as far as like time, like for each?
Like 6 minutes.
Okay, that's good. Before I begin my poetry, though, James, as a history nerd, those jokes were like hilarious. They were so hilarious. I actually started coughing from laughing so hard. Um, I'm going to read from my latest book, August Lent. This one is called A New Boudica. Nova Roma has fallen. The female Nero fiddled away as invaders freed those she conquered. Her pillars of lies now mere ruins, and a Boudica for the East frees her subjects. The subjects this silver-tongued Nero deceived. Rally to her side those who love freedom. Her new Pax Romana will not bother you again. This new Boudica cries out as her war cry. As her banner conquers this new land, A level-headed philosopher questions if she's the right choice or not. This next one is called Viceroy of New Ramsey. She was sent to proclaim their colony, to see what wealth to take, so her kind can feed off emotions without things getting too complicated. Resources were sent to her homeland at the expense of the colony's feelings, which didn't seem to matter to her kind. Her queen said she did very well and bestowed titles upon her at once after she gave the queen my corazon. Her conquistadors always seem to come back when the warm weather exposes the riches. Thank you. That was from my latest book, August Lent, which is available on Amazon.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Chris. We really appreciate it. Do you have another for us?
What was that?
No, I asked if you had another for us.
Yeah, I could do one more. I could do a quick one.
Thank you.
Yeah, I didn't realize the time that I had.
No. We have time for one more, and we really look forward to it. Thank you.
Okay, let me see real quick. Okay, this might be okay. Let me see if I can get to the end here. Okay, this one's good. This one's called Marionette Priest. I was your marionette priest. To your saintly altar I built, while you pulled the strings above me. I preached your imaginary gospel to recruit more suckers for you, to anticipate a day you'll return, even though we both know you never will. The wine of your soul is bittersweet for a flock who has tasted reality too much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I really
Yeah,
appreciate
you can. I'll post a link to that book in the chat. It's called August Lent. It's available on Amazon. So I'll post a link to it.
Great job, Adam. Thank you so much. No, sorry. Great job, Chris. Thanks. We have Adam next. Thank you.
All right. So for this, I'm gonna do something a little bit experimental. I did this a while back in another open mic. I'm gonna be playing a song based on the golden ratio called Phi. This is a song from the YouTube channel Numberphile. It's a song about math, or it's a channel about math, and they made a metal song about the golden ratio, Phi, and it has many elements relating to the number in it. So I'm going to try to play those elements correctly, or else the fabric of the universe might fall apart. But we'll give it a shot. ratio defines. You can't deny it's fine. The proportion is divine. You'll find your way to find ratio defines. You can't deny it's Thank you.
Rock on!
All right, thank you. Good job. That was amazing. Thank you so much. Make sure to put your socials in the chat so we know how to reach you. Thank you so much.
Good stuff, Adam. Good stuff, Adam.
Thank you very much.
Very good stuff. Next up, we have Elizabeth Sophia Strauss, also known as Deadpan Lizzie, the Beanie God, and she is going to give us some spoken word and poetry. Are you ready, Lizzie?
Yeah, ready. Being blessings to everyone in Blended City and Barbara. Thank you to all the artists who came before me and will after. I'm going to read 24 lines of poetry. How do we survive swimming through bullshit? Sludge that takes to our skin and soul like copper tone, yet never blocks out the burns. So we keep pulling ourselves through a never-ending list of to-dos. Next on my list, more crying combined with sweat, heavy breathing, and good old number 9 mucus, because I do not want to make it a cliche and leave 11 to brine, washing down my grind with Eggo waffles that I wish I could make into Legos. 10 more lines, how do I define? Without negativity, can you teach me, or have we trauma bonded too much to unlearn? I want to have faith in non-toxic way. I have an ace of spades, but no king, not blackjack, but still win the modern way. Thanks, and I'll read one more. This is a trio I wrote called Intake. I think I actually wrote it in a Fincabulary workshop, so thank you for the space spin. Orange, good fortune and fertility. Pomegranates, life and death amounts too much. Agility and civility here. Orange, good fortune and fertility. Fertility should not abuse the figs. Breath can be taken away with a knife. Orange, a good fortune and fertility. Pomegranates, life and death amounts too much. Thank you so much. Being blessings.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was very good to see you again this month. Really appreciate how good a friend of the show you are. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for hosting again.
Thanks. Next up, we have Nina Pagan giving us some poetry. Are you ready, Nina?
Yeah.
Hi.
Ready as I'm ever gonna be. All right, this is my first time ever doing something like this, so be kind. So I'm reading a poem that I wrote for my husband called Marriage is Like a Plant. Marriage is like a plant. The soil is the foundation from which a future starts, the beginning of an ever-expanding love. The seeds are trust, held inside of each of us and represent the potential of growth. The roots are our history, reminding us where we come from and keeping us grounded no matter what storms we go through. The water we use is like communication. If we remember to use the right words and be kind, There's no limit to what lengths will grow. The sun is like respect. Respect is the light that plant feeds from, giving it strength and courage to come out of the dark. The weeds are like conflict. Too much, and the plant won't be able to bear fruit. Love is the fruit that comes when you put everything together, the result of a healthy relationship.
Yes. Poet.
Thank you.
Thank you,
That was
guys.
awesome.
Thank
You
you.
did great.
Thank
That
you.
can't be your first time reading. That can't
Yeah.
be your first time
Right.
reading.
This is a
Was.
space of kindness and love. We
Where?
support you. We got you.
Yeah, we definitely support you. Your message is beautiful.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Come back next month.
For sure.
Okay. Now we have Finn Bell with poetry for us. Thank you so much again, Nina.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? My air conditioning is on in the back, so I'm hoping it's not. Okay. So just one poem for me tonight. Greetings, everybody. This is called Leviathan. Glint of sun, reflection off dusty car window, refraction in my filmy lighthouse eyes. Where does the burden of knowledge flood a soul-parched spiral staircase, my feet grounded on the concrete? Question the poet, grill the seeker. How many boats are broken toy carcasses now littering my shores? Do I light the flame for them after the fact, after the wreckage? Do I light the complicity, the flame I cannot muster on my own? Do I harpoon the mighty whale with these two hands, these 8 window panes fog bloodied, a Leviathan heart for a tin cup of oil, a life for a light, blinding illumination? The sirens tear out their storm cloud locks in their fury, in their envy, wailing, laughing, they ask, when did I learn the genius to thieve the slaughter within their song? On the seafloor, rumbling earth-core voices speak. The fish are well-fed messengers. Bellies like smooth, weighted stones they consume. The dead swim a stop-start jerky line into ready nets. Survivors discover fire, light the world, become the sun, become the gods, gut their gasping catch. Find sailors lost at sea, spill forth, dining on one another's rot. Heaven in replica upon the sea and her lovely face. Hell has lived on land longer than anyone admits. Poet, the seeker grows restless. Wanderlust cannot hold memory fast. In ghost eel heads, conspiracy among the bees. In the air was the solitary lighthouse, always right here, landlocked. The ward of the stalwart rock, who was the first human to claw upward from the water sprout, mutiny, vain legs abandoned their watch. Who tilted the Fresnel, named it looking glass, caused the world to pine after themselves, to avert their gaze from Amphitrite, from Situ, from Eos, from Selene. I, my sister's light keeper. Thank you.
Thank you. That was very beautiful. Thank you so much. We always appreciate your poetry. Thank you for coming back. And thanks for being a friend of the show. Up next, we have Brian Franco with poetry for us.
Thank you. I'm not going to be on camera because my computer wants to kick me off whenever I turn my camera on. So,
Okay.
how much time do I have? About how much time do I have?
You have about 6 minutes.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
So the first poem is called If Narcissus Were Born Blind. If Narcissus were born blind, would his forlorn destiny have been avoided? If he never bore witness to colors or flowers or reflective bodies of water, would he understand the idea of aesthetic beauty? If Narcissus were born blind, if someone called him handsome, could he comprehend this word as the initiation of his ultimate undoing? If Narcissus were born blind, would his abject fate have found a way to escape into the ether of forever? Without sight, would he somehow know his smooth skin was something for others to envy? Without sight, would he somehow know his silky hair was something not so usual? Without sight, could he comprehend when his mother's friend ran her fingers over his muscular frame that he was special? If Narcissus were blind, would he have developed his mind instead? If Narcissus were blind, would he somehow have found a way to always be the smartest person in the room? If Narcissus were blind, would he forego conversations because no one else could provide him intellectual stimulation? If Narcissus were blind, would he retreat to conversations with himself that weren't what he might decide to say to someone else because he was the only person worthy of his attention? If Narcissus were blind, would he have found a way to get lost in the reflection of his voice? He was, after all, the original narcissist. And the next poem is called Just Add a Little Pinch. Once upon a time, I did not get overwhelmed by rooms designed for loud, overlapping conversations where I have to yell at the top of my lungs to be heard by someone whose face is an inch from my face, where the idea of an intimate conversation would sound like a macro-aggression arm wrestling match using vocal cords instead of arms if all of a sudden everyone else in the room stopped their screaming. Once upon a time, this guy I had a crush on invited me to see the American Ballet Theater at Lincoln Center. The only other ballet I'd ever attended was a school field trip to the Nutcracker. Before the ballet, we went to a loud restaurant with jazz playing so loud, everyone had to scream to hear each other, which meant we all had to lean in so close it looked like everyone was leaning in for a kiss. The place was famous for its deconstructed Caesar salad with whole pieces of romaine stacked alternately with shavings of parm, sprinkled with black pepper and herbs, topped with a sunny side up quail egg, and crispy fried boneless tiny headless anchovies surrounded by a halo of red, yellow, and orange grape tomatoes, and a moat of olive oil streaked with a vein of aged balsamic vinegar. The ballet was a modern dance interpretation of Rites of Spring. I had never imagined the act of someone dragging their feet could be so sensual. The dancers danced with the fluidity of mercury that had escaped from a thermometer and couldn't decide if it wanted to part ways from itself or stay together. In the meantime, this guy I had a crush on who paid for my dinner was playing footsie with me beneath our seats. I could barely breathe when he smiled and stabbed my soul with his ice blue eyes. We met in Central Park at an Italian ice cart. He stood behind me in a tank top on rollerblades. While I couldn't make up my mind what flavor I wanted, he helped me choose a combo pina colada and lemon lime. After he got his, we made all sorts of small talk. We proceeded to exchange digits. I borrowed a pen and paper from the Italian Iceman. I never thought he'd call me after we met, and I was too afraid to call him, but he called me out of the blue and invited me to the ballet. It was too much for my brain to interpret as anything other than pinch me, I'm dreaming. Once upon a time, I allowed myself to believe that a too good to be true pinch me, I'm dreaming crush would not leave my psyche with a history repeating itself, bruised from the pinch. And then just one more, which is called You Were More Than Everything. I never thought of you as a badass. You were just Meemaw. You were never just Meemaw. When you were born in Bodrum, Turkey, your given name was Mazel Tov, good luck in Hebrew. When you immigrated, it's assumed you were around 6 since no birth certificate or passport exists. You and my grandfather were arranged before the boat left. You married after you turned 18. On your first day of school, the teacher asked for your name. Another Jewish girl told you the teacher would never say your name correctly. She said, you can use my name, Matilda, which became your legal name. But everyone always called you Mazel Tov, except your closest friends who sometimes called you Hazel. One day, when they were at your place playing Mahjong, the 1960s TV show Hazel was on in the background. You said, I wish my name sounded more American like Hazel. Unlike all the other women in your circle who were from Turkey, Rhodes, Italy, and Egypt, who spoke perfect English, your English was always a bit broken. At your funeral, the rabbi mentioned that you were a single mother. I never thought of you as a single mother. Single mothers to me were either divorced women or women who had unplanned pregnancies. My grandfather died when you were both in your 40s. My father and uncle were respectively 5 and 12. You were a single mother. You were a tough ass disciplinarian. You raised disciplined, smart, ambitious, successful sons. They both served in the military before college and accessed tuition through the GI Bill. I never thought of you as poor. Some people would say your small, cramped home you and your sons lived in after your husband's death wasn't much, but it was everything to me and my brothers. I never saw it as small, even when we moved from city to city into homes that were at least 3 or 4 times larger. You were more than Meemaw. You were more than Mazel Tov. You were more than a single mother. You were more than everything you were. You were a badass. Thank you.
Thank you. That was very, very moving, Brian. I really appreciate that. I
Well,
had an immigrant grandmother who was a badass. And yeah,
you have to look back to realize it sometimes, I think.
yeah, for real. She came by herself at 19. I got to hand it to your grandma. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. It is very appreciated. Next up, we have Ed Poetastic, who's going to slam for us. Welcome to the stage, Ed.
Thank you. Thank you for making me feel so fantastic and enthusiastic. Oh, your words are so bombastic. Hello, my name is Ed Potastic. Please give me the time to control my rhyme for all sublime. Hope you're ready for some chimes. I got 2 poems, so I won't take too much time. The first one is, what is sex? What is sex? A bunch of images comes to mind. Is it beyond chromosomes Y and X? That's true. But are you a little behind? What is sex? Would it be better to ask a bird, hey, can you stop flying either north or west? Is it about laying eggs or white turds? Is it related to the feathers or the chest? What is sex? Would it be better to ask an octopus, you have a lot of legs. Is it about protecting, mounting, and dying? Wow, that took me down an arm or a few pegs. What is sex? Would it be better to ask a praying mantis, the female eats your head. Oh my God, that's not pleasant, sexy, or bliss. How can you look, eat, or go to bed? What is sex? We better to ask a shark. Yes, you are a terrifying killing machine. It's about surviving. You can't knock it out of the park. Come closer. Oh, you sneaky great white fiend. What is sex? Would it better to ask a box turtle? Yeah, we're going to be here for a while. Another shell to a different portal. Yes, I see. Whatever suits your style. What is sex? We better to ask a seahorse. The male's the female and the female is the male. Lady nature takes its course. That makes sense. But you look a bit pale. What is sex? Would it be better to ask an ant? Would it be better to ask the ants? I tried to not crush you guys. One launched colony without no defiance. Yes, the queens come first, but is it about quality or size? What is sex? Would it be better to ask an elephant? You're huge and strong. Show off your trunk and go for a loud rant. Yes, but you're not right or wrong. What is sex? Would it be better to ask a bear? It's grizzly, but don't show teeth or claws. Well, whatever fair is fair. Yeah, it's either the jaws or the paws. What is sex? Would it be better to ask a dog? Who's a good boy? Sniff her butt and get dirty like a hog. Yes, here's a dog treat and a toy. What is sex? Would it be better to ask a cat? Are you done sleeping? Keep mowing so she knows where it's at. No, I didn't hear any noises like chirping or squeaking. What is sex? Would it be better to ask a monkey? How does it feel to mate in a tree? Adapt to your surroundings. I agree. Whatever makes you feel balanced and free. What is sex? Would it be better to ask a bumblebee? Protecting the hive at all costs. If you aren't a bee, who would you be? The queen? I'm not at a loss that you want to be the boss. What is sex? Would it be better to ask an alien? I know this is primitive. A scientific ritual for our species won't come to an end. Yes, I come in peace, and I do want to live. What is sex? Would it be better to ask a robot? Love, do you know what I mean? Oh no, a shell's getting extremely hot. It blew up. I hope it's just smoke or steam. What is sex? Yes, I'm asking you. Is it a romantic fling or a game of chess? Is it instinctive or the flu? Is it a flawless dance or a grotesque mess? I don't know. That's why I'm asking you. Thank you. I got a little spicy pea to say at least to go inside your crease, but a little mommy and dad language for many different stages. So please mind the word for these pages. I just want to burn some cages. Okay, this is called Scarlet Oasis. Steamy clouds emit from the water as raw past explodes for eternal love for each other. The deep scorching desires while igniting the texture of their flesh on fire. Deep breaths of moanings and groanings in the air, engulfing echoes of a seductive affair, quickly losing their sense of place and time while grind between their naked behinds. Lips melting on flesh harder than lava as a lust locked with lustful embrace, with while everything is hot, scattered, and out of place. The burning stares between her eyes while coming closer, closer, closer to their blazing surprise. The red hardened bodies trying to reach a solar aligning while persistently combining. The blazing wind rushing throughout while a rampant volcano sprouts. They dive deeper and deeper to put out their lustful flame, but their minds were consumed by passion to unleash a new definition of satisfaction. The salty embers rain down their flesh while the jolts fuel their feisty mess. They dance non-stop to an inner instinctive tune while engulfing a blazing typhoon. The bodily melodies of sublime taboo while their lustful flame quickly grew. Their juices spraying through the air while they remain animalistic and unaware. The lustful embers kindling their skin while they dance while they're frigid in. The waves of earthquakes shake their wet bodies open while their souls transcend, quickly penetrating their subdue their inner raging beast while thrusting higher for majestic release, their bodies sitting waves of earthquakes to keep their lustful desires awake. The thirsty mouths hunger for more while they keep banging on each other's door, and bumping rhythm of blazing echoes while pleasure comes in a billion crimson arrows. The roars of pleasurable scream while tasting the sweetness of each other's cream. The masters steam clear while their bodies are naked without fear. The orange spotlight draws near while their energy disappears. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So glad you got your laptop working and everything turned out all right. It's always good to have you. Thank you for being a friend of the show. We appreciate it.
Thank you. And I appreciate you too. And thank you. Remember that we love you.
Thank you. Thank you. We love you back. Next up, we have, I never do that. We have CP Mays. Thank you so much. Join us.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Hello.
I have two poems for you. Both mean a lot to me, especially the first one is really confessional. It's called Kid in the Jewelry Heist. I was born bored, with the set of machine gun gums groomed to one day believe in this gift of gab, the same way strung out ghosts believe in gospel. It's a passageway. It's a time machine. It's a loose cannon disguising itself as a paycheck stub. It's the bully inside the playground of your own consciousness, desperately needing someone else to pick on. It's not being afraid to die. It's because you almost did way too many times before you hit 30. It's a cell phone on a tin can string of lies. It's an I am almost glad you got away. Almost glad I didn't stumble a drunk room full of metaphors into this love-hate relationship my penis has with itself. Damned if you bolted. Damned if you nuts. It's not giving a fuck about a cheap one. It's not wishing to be young again because your childish temper tantrums never grew up. It's being a rock star. It's being a rock star with rhetoric. It's being a rock star with rhetoric and fasting your words so that you may better understand sound. I was born bored, half hungry, half a halo. Half of the time, I feel like half of a two-way street headed towards nowhere. Hold up. I feel like a stick up for yourself, kid, in a jewelry heist where I'm not considered priceless. Hold up. I feel like the other side of a rainbow that's only a raindrop born in heaven can see. I feel like the atom holding up a sunflower smile and a snowflake on a young girl's tongue. At the same damn time, I feel like autumn right before he gave up on summer. As a matter of fact, I feel like the goddamn colon right before the definition of great. I feel like what's truly beautiful in me is just starting to crawl. I'm loving the stumble. I'm loving the shade the same way a hard time does. Loving everything I know like I've learned nothing at all. I'll follow you into tomorrow today, but only if I can finally give up on waiting for you. And I have
yes.
So it's a poem I ended up getting published in this fashion magazine, and I decided to put my wife's lyrics in there so she can get published. I kind of snuck it into the poem. So here we go. I can't sing like she can. It's called Vasectomy. Cigarettes for breakfast, a tall boy for lunch, Jack Daniels for dinner. It still ain't enough. I got a closet in my pocket, a stomach full of wines, a never-ending cyclone. You're scraping up my eyes. Nothing seems to matter. No one keeps me full. Untie knots in my stomach. I'm tired of playing cool. You split a blunt with your pinky nail. Filled it with my most memorable face plants and a lot of weed. Held hands with all of the mistakes I made and got so stoned you heard Hendrix and the wind cry Mary. I never fell in and out of love. I belly flop and cannonball into it. You, with your Kid Icarus orgasm solar flare, I tried big bangs and fell from the sky. Make no mistake, before you drowned me, moon, madness, metaphors, and made me a Martian, made my missing rib the skeleton key, virgin angels slipped out of their chastity belts for, made me always slide condoms over my karma, so when she stops by to fuck me over again, I'd always be safe. Stage fracture lipstick across my crowd surf collarbone and stick the landing. Suture stitch my performance anxiety out of love notes and paper cuts and slow golf claps. I'm so sorry. So sore here, massage therapy mouth, unzip your jeans and manipulate my gravity. Aurora Borealis and anesthesia and amnesia and air guitars all applaud human. You are God's only encore. Sashay skin crawl, leave love here before we lose our tempers, before our funny bones punchline you. Never picking up her phone on the first 3 rings, y'all, because Father, Son, and Holy Ghost prank call too much. Ceiling fans spun from underneath the tops of all of our prescription bottles we don't talk about, y'all, and dared our cross country to breathe. As if Lady Liberty flipped off her lingerie just for us to take shots of bourbon from her garter belt. Americana, we were weirdos without a guest list, guilty of crashing any pity party we can find, always waiting for angels to give drop off into her jeans as if a Molotov mouse wasn't made from 2 ports. I don't give a damn. As if the last part wasn't part of me as I kissed the sky. As if all of a riot gear gods were sponsored by bartenders and bar stools, John Daniels and John the Baptist, Jose Cuervo, y'all, and the juvenile Jesus Christ, as if her maker's mark, urban breath, didn't daydream. She would be the holder of holy water as a kid, as if always asking y'all, hardworking angels, if any of your Christmas bonuses for making prayers meet were worth it, or were the heaven's heavy taxes were worth the worry, or when the Thursday friends were on furlough from karma making it through hump day without birth control, if you leave, the birthmarks across my collarbone will hang themselves from Adam's apple, as if hunger was the free will, as if fig leaves were the curfew, as if bright ideas have cliches that change off doors, as if porch lights still stayed on, as if late nights lived in light bulbs, as if spinning around our wine bottles, as if they were lighthouses, as if our love didn't look like it came in waves crashing down, as if our skin wasn't as for sure as parting us while we kissed the sky, as if our insecurities wasn't fluent in speaking pillow talk, y'all, as if she wasn't as gorgeous as an alcoholic asking a bartender for another goddamn drink, as if the jukebox didn't go juke joint Jimi Hendrix, excuse me, while I kissed the sky, as if pardon us while we kissed the sky, as if in need of our Ambien, Abilify, and alibi parades, as if their royalty in Big Pharma wasn't as if there wasn't gateway gods, as if their homecoming kings is not crowning charismas or Prince Charmings, as they stood up on every float they found, playing stand-up bass on heroin, as if blushing tiaras aren't hiding themselves, as if storybook endings aren't all in rehab, as if fairy godmothers and their princesses aren't all powdering their noses with Snow White. Cigarettes for breakfast, a tall boy for lunch, Jack Daniels for dinner, it still ain't enough. I got a closet in my pocket, a stomach full of wines, a never-ending cyclone. You're scraping out my eye. Thank y'all for the opportunity.
Thank you. Your poetry is so passionate. It always blows me away. It never fails to have like a visceral effect. I really appreciate you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for always being
what is it? Is it like that?
No, wait. Like that? Like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Before we wrap it up this evening, I have a stand-up gig in October. The date escapes me, and I'm gonna try a little something out for you. So bear with me. And let me know what you think. Okay. I am not, I'm a little bit older than pretty much half the planet at this point, and aging is kind of cruel. It's not for the faint of heart. And, you know, what's good for one person might be great for another. And I think I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. And then I like look at my ex and I think, wow, my ex's face. Time has not been kind. I remember that smile made my clothes fall off. And now he looks kind of like a frog in a dissection jar. Like, huh, why does that happen? It's sort of mind blowing. And then dating is like so out of control. You would think that people would grow up and be nice. You'd be wrong. It's like I was dating somebody, and it's like they made me promise not to talk about them in like my comedy set. And I'm like, yeah, I got other things to talk about. Like my ex didn't mind. I joked about our sex life all the time. Apparently, he felt if I could joke about it, I guess I wasn't that disappointed. Um, I've been divorced for a long time. Divorce is messy. I was a mess. With one of those situations where you get a little lost, somebody pats you on the head, your clothes fall off. The first time somebody like post divorce said that I was pretty, I figured, ooh, what do I do? So like I offered them a kidney. I figure I have two. I'm an extra. You can have a kidney. Thank you for saying I'm pretty. I really do appreciate that. That stopped. I've since not given away major organs for orgasms, but because I learned to be a do-it-yourselfer. Um, so far, so good. Thank you so much. And thank you for coming to Blended City, Work of Art When. We appreciate your support of our mission, and please follow us on social media platforms. Sign up for the newsletter and stay up to date with future events and productions. I am going to put my Insta, and hopefully everybody can follow me.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Have a good
Thank
night.
you, everyone. Have a great night. See you next month.
Bye. Good night. See you soon.